It is Friday. I haven't gone to work yet, so we can't go all day, unfortunately, because I do have to work today. But for some reason, I now have an Ender 3. Let's put it together. So, for those that don't know, because the channel has reached the point where it's a thing, Banggood occasionally sends me the odd random thing to do videos on and basically advertise for free. So far, it's been like little stuff like a hot end, the Dragon, or the SKR Mini V2 that's in the V0. But apparently people are actually using those affiliate links, which means I actually have cred with them now. So when they're like, hey, what do you want now? And I'm like, I don't know, send me a printer. This showed up. So we now have an Ender 3 V2. Now, for those that don't know, or for some reason are completely unfamiliar with what I do, is I build 3D printers. These ones I built. I haven't bought a 3D printer in over 3 years now. And that was a Monoprice Select Mini. That was the very first printer I started with. I had that for about a month and a half before I started outgrowing it, and I built my first Voron. And I've built 5 printers since then altogether. Probably 10 when you count actual like revision changes, because remember, like V226 here has been every version of the V2. Tallboy was a V1, then a V2.2, then a V2.4. So I've rebuilt the V0, I've rebuilt the switch wire. So I've done a lot of printer builds. This is new. So this right here, I think I went through the box and I've hidden all information. It wasn't completely free. I did have to pay $40 in taxes and dues when it finally showed up. But it is a sealed box with an Ender 3 V2. Ender 3, probably the most ambiguous or unambiguous, or it's like the most common printer in the world, pretty much, or one of. It's very common for people's first 3D printer. A lot of people have them. So I figured, you know what? I kind of want to get my hands on one. So one, I can actually, you know, comment on it, because a lot of people get them as their first printer. And two, I see a lot of people do things with these that I don't really agree with. Either they get bad advice or they do a lot of things that aren't really worth it. So I kind of want this so I can actually do videos on actual proper upgrades that you should be doing with this, instead of throwing like $300 Duet 3s in it. So this is completely sealed up. This is why it's good. Got the overhead camera now. So this is completely sealed up. I have 3 hours, because right now it's noon. I have to go to work at 3:30. Let's see if we can get this guy pushing some plastic. So let's go ahead. Let me check the chat. How is everyone doing today? I see all the Europeans are happy. Yeah, unfortunately, I work at 4, so this is really the only time I can stream today. So I gotta hook up the European guys every now and then, and do one that's friendly for their time zone, because I know you guys enjoy staying up till 5 a.m. to watch my Saturday night streams. Any chance I can compare it to the BIQU B1? I only like to make actual recommendations based on printers I have or people I directly know have. And this is the first not built printer that I've touched in 3 years. I've never actually touched an Ender before. I've never seen one in person. So, yeah. So I can't really compare it to something I don't know. Yes, I still will be doing the stream tomorrow night. Right now, I have the Mobius 4 parts. Or it's not a Mobius 4, it's an M4 extruder. I have the M4 parts printing for switch wire. So I got the highlight accent parts of printing right now, actually. So tomorrow's stream on Saturday will be the regular Saturday stream, 8 p.m. Eastern time zone. I'll hopefully have the extruders together by then if I have time. If not, I'll be putting them together on stream, installing them on the printer, and then we'll be going through first setup for a printer that's freshly built on a Voron. Okay. 3 hours should have it mostly done. Yeah, these come mostly assembled, I believe. Okay, so overhead view. Let's see what's in the box. Foam. Foam's good. It's actually like rigid foam. Oh, they got... Okay, so they got it cut out. So this is, you know, I'll do the Linus Tech Tip thing, where he judges the foam. But it's, you know, it's relatively squishy, but it's still relatively dense. So it'll protect the 3D printer. That's good. What do we have here? We have a manual. We want a sticker. Is this a sticker? Oh, it's not a sticker. It's just it's a qualified certificate. It's not a quality certificate. It's a qualified certificate. And it's the spacing on the triangle isn't exactly even. Creality. If this was a sticker, I would put it on something, but it's not a sticker. It's just a piece of cardboard. Got our user manual. I'm expecting plenty of English. Ooh. What do we got here? After sales service call card. Warranty of the machine lasts for 1 year since the purchase. Consumables, nozzle, module, glass platform have a 3 months warranty. Giveaways have no warranty. So I can't replace my spatula if it breaks. Damn it. Cool. Invitation. Be the next customer of Creality Cloud. Ooh. Okay. What's this? Thank you for your order. Cool. Okay, what do we got here? We got a printer. Things come out of this box. I don't know. We got some extrusions. We have the body of the printer. And we got the extruder module. So how does this come out? You should convert the ender into a switch wire. So here's the thing. I don't actually plan on doing any full conversions on this thing anytime soon. Okay? One, I have a switch wire already. So if I were to do a video, you know, videos on converting it, it would just be like the one quick video on the different stuff, and then I wouldn't have an Ender 3 anymore. Okay? I kind of want the Ender 3 to have an Ender 3. I will say they did pack it in here relatively tight. So that's kind of good, I guess. Like, I want the basic Ender 3, at least for a while. Okay, that's a carriage. The extruder. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. Ooh, filament holder. It's metal. Well, part of it is. Oh, there's another layer of stuff. Okay. They really got tight with this foam. Oh, it's a screen. Oh, yeah, this thing has a touch screen. Completely forgot about that. Okay, so that's that foam. Layer 2. What do we got here? Oh, I got free filament. That's why I did this, by the way. I wanted the free filament. It was all for the free filament. A little knob. Some Some Bowden stuff. I'm assuming another Z-axis limit switch. Ah, my coupler Z motor. At least that's metal. Ooh, they give me more pliers. Some tools. That. Spatula. Power cable. I've never used anything with V wheels either, so this is going to be fun. More extrusions with a, I'm assuming this is a lead screw in here. And that's it. So as for what's in the box, that's what's in the box. Voron Design, $24.99. Thanks you. Thanks, Max. Appreciate it. Don't get stabbed by the needle in that bag. Do I have a needle in the bag? I don't. Oh, hey. Oh, they got smart. I think they saw your video because the needle in the bag now has a little foam stopper on it. There you go. See? They saw you get stabbed. They didn't want that happening again. I'm going to put that over there because really you don't need that. Okay, I guess move on to the part where I build this thing. So, how does this even all go together? Oh yeah, music. Give you guys some music. Let's go with lo-fi hip-hop beats. Or just lo-fi beats today. V-wheels are meh. Yes, in terms of motion systems, I believe V-wheels are on the bottom tier. Linear rails are the best, and rods and bearings are in the middle, personally. Like, they work. The problem is you're relying on aluminum extrusions as your guide, and aluminum extrusions, for those that are unaware, aren't exactly a precision thing. Like, they're extruded aluminum. They can be bent. They can, you know, if the dies used to make them get worn out, your tolerances can go to shit. So they're not exactly a precision thing. They're good enough, but you don't really have I don't know, the consistent reliability. It's an acupuncture needle. You need it to repair your back after you build. It's like watching a pro hockey player play hacky sack. Okay, so I got this glass bed. So one thing I like about the V2, the E3 V2 comes with a lot of the upgrades that a lot of people do by default on the Ender 3. So it has an upgraded bed. So it still has the aluminum PCB bed, but it comes with the clip-on carborundum impregnated sheet. So you still have the crappy aluminium bed, but you get the upgraded glass bed. So I'm going to put this aside for now. There we go. Put it on the switch wire so I don't drop it, break it. Jim Sellers! Hello, man. $5. Thank you. Appreciate it. What's up, everyone? Hope everyone is well. Everyone is well. We are building an Ender. Oh, my God. Wow, I already got a flat spot. It's like thunk, thunk. Okay. Well, that's that. What's underneath? Oh, screen. Huh. Neat. See what the manual says. So, I could probably figure this out, but I am going to follow the manual. Ooh, filament. Did it all for the filament. Well, the belt does look like it has Kevlar in it, so that's good. Screws and whatnot. Ooh, injection molded. So, apparently, I should be putting on my verticals first. Yeah, I guess. They have random holes in it. So short, long. Okay, so that goes like that. So I guess I'm looking at the front of it. Okay, so I'm looking at the front. Okay, which one's 31? 31 is hexagonal 45 mil. So I'm assuming it's these guys. Yeah, 45. Okay, the bags are labeled. Like, they do label the size of the screw on the bag. So if you don't have a scale or a ruler, and they do have little lock nuts on them, so yeah, I'll give them credit for that. Like, I do give them a little bit of credit. Like, it is the most common 3D printer sold for a reason. And no, I'm not going to use their Allen keys. Voron Design, thank you for becoming a member. Or subscriber, or whatever YouTube calls it. Okay, and those little holes are on the bottom of this one. So that goes like that. Oh, there's wires there. Yeah, flip it around. Oh, there's a little nick in it already. I will say they used a pretty dull drill when it came to drilling these holes. They're not exactly the cleanest. They're all burred up. Yeah, so this is the V2, so I'm assuming it has, you know, a bunch of stuff they learned. Like, I see on, like, the YouTubers, Joel and Tom and whatnot, they all recommend this over, like, the Ender 3 Pro, which I think makes a bit more sense, because the Pro kind of is, like, a weird spot. The Pro is, like, an upgraded V3, where this is, like, the V2, so it's kind of like, I don't know. Your glass pad has a dip in the middle, so I'm using a magnetic stick-on. That may be one thing. Depending on my bed, I may go and... How much play do I have here? See, that's a lot of play. So... I may go and swap out to putting on a flex plate in the future. Because if I put a flex plate on it, I can use a inductive probe. Which means you can put a probe on this bed, or on the printer with the stock firmware. Well, actually, it's going to be clipperized. Let's be honest here. I mean, I'm going to install Clipper on this thing. Marlin is Marlin. Okay, I got to put this little doodad on now. Oh, they put the little T-nuts pre-installed. But yeah, if you go with an inductive probe with Clipper, you don't need to do anything to the stock controller board. It just, you can just install it. Because it just uses your regular end stop switch. So if you put a magnetic bed on a Ender 3, you can use the stock board and run bed mesh. That is the Z end stop plugged in. Oh, that's for the Z motor. Oh, that's right, because this thing uses a single Z motor. Okay, so that's there, that's there. Okay, so... Ah, it's all oily. Sure, that goes in there. Tighten this up. Prepare for all the wobbles. Make sure it's actually down all the way. Oh, I see. Okay, so that one goes there. Oh, I see. So it's only one per. So there's no flat on the stepper motor shaft. It's not de-locked. So it's strictly straight up friction holding it tight. Which, I mean, come on my Bonsai, I'm using a printed coupler and it's friction fit, and it's working just fine there. So, putting Clipper firmware on the stock board. Yeah, because the stock Ender 3 board isn't like flashable like, you know, an SKR is. It's all greasy. Yes, the stock extruder has got to go. It is like literally the worst style of extruder is what Ender Creality ships with their printers. Like, so many issues that I see people have with the Ender 3 are related entirely with this. This is the biggest problem with Creality printers, is the extruder. The stock extruder is absolutely garbage. Okay, so this mounts directly to the frame. Okay, that's kind of weird. So your Z motor actually attaches to the extrusion. The extrusions are drilled and tapped, and they just mount to it. I don't think I like that. I don't like that at all. But that's how it be. So I can see why people have wobble issues. Yeah, it doesn't even go all the way through. Okay, so if you look at, it's literally a tapped hole in the extrusion that it mounts to. Like, it doesn't attach to a T-nut or anything. Okay, that's how it be. Now it says to put them on loose, so I'm assuming this is one of those things you tighten them up after it's fully assembled, which I bet you a lot of people don't do, and that's why it wobbles to all hell. Because, as you can see, there is a lot of play in it when they're just, you know, snugged up. So I bet you a lot of people tighten these down when they're not nice and straight, and they have wobble issues. And I'm covered in grease already. Install pneumatic joint, XE axis, and synchronous belt. Okay. I'm assuming this is the top one. Yeah, this would be the top one. Yeah. So, what do we got here? Even go. So that goes like that. Nope. M316. Ooh, Costa, €4. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, that just screws into there. Okay. Oh, this is kind of annoying. Okay, so you gotta put these screws in first. Christopher Miller, 5 as well. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Get yourself some beer. You need it. I gotta go to work in like an hour, 2.5 hours. Coffee. Trying to follow chat too, but Mark 8 extruders aren't bad. It's the manufacturing. It's honestly the fact that they have straight tooth on the gears. If the gears, like the tooth gears, were concave, it would be so much better, but these are straight gear. So it's fine that the idler is curved. It's the fact that the gears themselves are straight, so you have very little contact with your filament. So most people tighten it too much and chew the filament to hell. Okay, so that goes in there. Come on. Get in your hole. I am not a fan of the way they do the extrusion tapping. Damn it. Oh, it would help if I had an Allen key that actually caught it. Wrong size. There we go. There we go. Like, why isn't it spinning? I had the wrong size Allen key. Rolling all. 549. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Getting my V2.4 tuned to PLA was hard. Those machines just want to eat ABS ASA. Print with the doors open. Take the side panels off if you need to. And honestly, I've just had decent luck with just dropping my speeds and feeds a little bit and cranking the fan. Wow, these the quality of these screws is to... There's something to be desired with the quality of these screws, put it that way. Like, button head screws, especially cheap button head screws, are an absolute pain. Okay, so we have that attached. I gotta put the pneumatic now on. I'll do that later. I can put that on later. So it says, the end stop, put my belt on. If you don't have a Voron, this is a great printer to start with. Yes, like, you know, it's a cheap printer, but it's cheap enough that you can get one, see if you like the hobby to even begin with, and then if not, you're only down like $250. Because you can, honestly, you could probably sell these and get most of your money back. Relatively easy. Like, I see them, like, every now and then I check like local printer groups or like Facebook Marketplace, and I see Ender 3s. I'm in Canada, right? I see Ender 3s for like 200 bucks quite often. So it's not, you know, it's not like you're investing, you know, the price of a used vehicle on these. I know a lot of people want to go right into building a Voron, but by all means go ahead. But if you're unsure if you even want to stick around in the hobby, don't spend that much money right off the bat. And if you do want to buy an Ender 3, there is an affiliate link below. You can buy one off Banggood. Okay, now, I think I put this guy on. Oh, no, I don't put this guy on yet. Okay, so I just kind of have that looped. And that loops there. Now I gotta put my plate on. Oh my god, V-wheels. So, that goes like that. This goes on. Oh, so I gotta put this on too. So I guess that just slides in. How do V-wheels work? I think I gotta loosen these. Do they move? Do they rotate? How does that even work? I think I have. Yes, I do. Am I getting rid of the bonsai? No, I am not getting rid of the bonsai. That thing prints better than it has any right to print. Aren't those supposed to rotate? Oh, no, it just goes on. Okay, there we go. So that's on. And then this goes on. Like so. That's an M36. Okay, let that stay loose for a bit, and I'll tighten that up once it's on. So we have that there. That moves like that. So that actually has to run underneath that, which I should put that on after. I gotta take that off. Okay, I have to have the belt going through it before I put the carriage on. Oops. That goes there. There we go. Okay, that goes on. The Bonsai has 120 bed, right? You can make another V0 or stream a V0.1 build when it gets released. Well, I've already streamed a full V0 build. Like this whole guy right here was built on stream. So I have built the whole V0 on stream already. Plus the bed on the Bonsai is a 120 millimeter bed, yes, but it's also a 12 volt, 60 watt DC bed, and it takes 10 minutes to get to ABS temperatures. So I'm not going to be reusing it on a good printer anytime soon. Okay, so how do these just clip in, right? That's how it works. These just kind of clip in, I guess. Creality. Okay. Okay, now I got to put the end locker thingy on. Oh, I see. Okay, so that goes like that. Okay, so I got to take this one off. Okay, so unscrew that. That comes out. Does that have to go in a certain way? Yes, it does. It only goes in one way. Okay, so put that through there. Jens, thank you for becoming a member. Okay, so that goes there. That goes there. That goes back on. Put the little knob back on. That goes on there, it looks like. This screw goes in there. Martin, €5. Thank you. Without you, I would have failed on my 2.4 journey. Come on. I'm sure you would have got it. Front looks like a button head or a flat head. Okay, so that goes there. And then that clips into there. And that's it. So this is still loose, so I still have a little bit of play here, I think, which is good. I want a little bit of play on this carriage to line everything up. Okay, so that's on that. That's on that. Diagram of completion, the location of copper sleeve, a synchronous belt, yada, yada, yada. Put this on. I should probably spin it around the right way. So I think that goes behind. Oh. Put the lead screw in. Okay, so that's on there. Ah, grease. Yeah. Okay, so I think we'll go to halfway point and then I'll tighten everything up. Didn't you say if you ever building a V0, you would make it a DC bed and use a mean well power brick? Yeah, if I were to build a second one, yes, that's how I would go about doing it instead of going with the mains and the SSR. But I've got stuff planned for the next while, so I won't be doing another. I won't be going back to the V0 for a while. Like, we're gonna play with the Ender for a bit. I still got the switch wire to wrap up. And don't forget, I got a V1 build in the future. So, got quite a bit on my plate. Actually, a surprising amount. Okay, so this kind of looks like a printer, sort of. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Don't know if the gantry's racked at all. Can't really do anything about that now. Okay, so we put that on. I can tighten the belt. Okay, we'll say the X movement is relatively smooth. Hits the end stop. Maximum. Yeah. Yeah, that seems pretty good. Okay. Make the Z-axis moving kit. Insert the two ends of Z-axis profile along V-wheel on both sides, as shown in the figure above. The profile moves smoothly up and down along Z-axis and will not fall off by itself. That's good to know. Okay, let's put the top on. There should be a Z screw knob in the box somewhere. Okay. Make sure you adjust the X eccentric nut. I didn't do that yet, and it's important it doesn't develop flat spots later. Yep, Toasty Boy should be a fun build. Like, for the most part, like, if you've seen the V2 build series I did, it'll look relatively familiar. Like, the whole gantry is pretty much the same, just upside down. But we will be putting a Galileo in it. And we will be enclosing the hell out of it. It's gonna be a toasty boy. Okay, so that's on, that's on. Now I gotta put my screen on. Where did these go? I will figure that out later. No, that goes like that. There we go. Okay. I mean, who uses their screen anyways? Like, who uses a screen on a printer nowadays? I always find it funny when I see them advertise like, oh my god, it has a touchscreen. I don't use the screens on my printers at all. Okay, I don't like this. I wish this... Oh, wait, no. It goes in there. It does have a sneaky hiding point. What the heck is this? Are you serious? Okay, Voron is garbage now. I'm sorry, we can't compete anymore. This has a built-in drawer. You can put your Allen keys in there. We're done. I'm sorry, we're done. Max, shut it down. We're done. Oh my god. Oh yeah, there's definitely flat spots on this bed. Or on these, doesn't even move straight, it's, ugh. Oh well. There, the peel. Ah. Okay, I'm gonna leave that on for now. Ugh. Okay, so what are we at now? What are we at now? Okay, I have that on. I have the screen on. Install material rack. And, okay, so it's saying to put this doodad on. I'll get to that later. Let's hook up my motors. So what do we got? We got extruder motor. We got X motor. And we got end stop, which is way in there. Oh, that's gonna suck. Okay. And then this guy. Oh, wait. Okay, I gotta put the Bowden in. There are 2 eccentric nuts on the bed with the right side rollers. Okay, I'll adjust those. Ooh, it comes with a spare nozzle. Unlabeled. Okay, put the Bowden in. Tighten it down. Clip that in. Yeah. Oh, I don't like that. Does this just flop? Like, for those with an ender, does that just kind of flop in the wind? Or do people like tie it to something? Is it supposed to be tied to? Oh, I see. There's there we go. This little. Okay, put that clip on there. I already got a clip in there. That's good. I have a spare one. It looks like. Okay, so it comes with a spare Bowden and a spare nozzle, so that's good, I guess. That clips onto there, I guess. Okay. So that's good. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, yes. I'll put my little knob on here that doesn't really do anything. I love how they sell this. And this, if you look in the, like, the literature, for the E3 or the E3 V2, it advertises that it has a knob, so you can do this to spin your filament in instead of, you know, doing the pinch and push method where you just go and you just feed it in. But you can do it by hand with a knob. Future. Okay, so I think that's like it for the assembly. So material rack, I'll put that on in a second. Oh, okay, it's on the next page. Insert the Teflon tube, select the right voltage. Bed leveling, okay. So, do I have it on the right voltage? Where is the power supply in this thing? It's like underneath, isn't it? Ugh. Oh, it's on the back. Ooh, good thing we checked. $115. Actually, let's take a look under the hood. Okay, so people are saying there's concentric nuts on the bottom here. How do I adjust these? Do I just turn them? Is that how I... How would you mount an M4 to an ender? It would probably be on this bracket right here. You would take the motor off and mount it on top. You'd have to be careful though, because this lead screw is relatively close to it. So you might have an issue there. But it would have to be on this bracket, or you can mount it on top and just have a bowden go down, and it would just have to be a longer bowden. With the supplied wrench. Well, I know that. I know I adjusted with the wrench. I just... M4 goes on top extrusion. There you go. I don't know which way I'm supposed to be going with these. Don't over tighten. Feels a bit better. There's still a little bit of flat spot. Like, I can feel where the flat spots are, but it feels a lot better for sure. There's no wobble in the bed. Oh wow, that's... Oh, manual bed leveling. Ugh. Ready, tighty, lefty, loosey. Okay, I'm happy with that. There we go. Okay. Ugh. Yeah. It's not even the proper, like, stuff. The only reason it was tight in there is because it was stuck under the panel. Okay. Before we get printing with this guy, let's pop under the hood. See what we got. Let's take a look at the controller on this guy. I'm assuming the controller's under this guy. Try not to drop any screws into anything. V-wheels held such promise when they introduced in 2015. I could see that, but then cheap linear rails became a thing. Okay, so... Oh, crafty. Crafty, there's a screw up top. The problem with V-wheels, in my opinion, isn't the V-wheel themselves. It is the fact that it's relying on the extrusion. Okay, so let's see. So we have the V4.2.2 board in this guy. Yeah, ceiling. So we got the V4.2.2. So that's 2209s. It's supposed to have 2209s. I don't like how they do this. Anytime you cut metal, now I do give them credit. It is mostly chamfered, but there should be, like, it is chamfered, but there should be a grommet. Like, anytime you have raw steel or metal and you have wires, the wires either need to be in protective sleeving or you need to have like a rubber grommet around the edge. Now, granted, this is roughly chamfered. Like, this side's chamfered, but not that. And that is my mains in. So this is 24 volt. Okay, now luckily this is all low voltage because power supply is down there. So power, high voltage is separate, but still. I would like to see like a printed or a rubber grommet on here, just because this is wires and electrical. And they did use hot glue for attaching the connectors. Now the JST is a locking connector. You don't need to glue it in after. But I guess, you know, considering how many people have issues with these printers and can't, you know, get themselves out of a wet cardboard box without, you know, detailed instructions, I can see them for trying to make things as idiot-proof as possible. So. So I kind of understand it. Not sure if it's just your printer, but a few Ender 3 Pros I've bought have gaffer tape all over the gap around the cables. Well, this is the this isn't the Pro. This is the E3 V2. So that might be kind of why it doesn't. They might, you know, the Pro, with the Pro you're paying for the extra gaff tape. That's what you're paying for. I don't get why they stuck with their old expensive AVR board for so long. Probably because they did a unit run of like 1 million units and they were just using them, because even though they're more expensive, it's still cheaper than buying something new when you have a warehouse full of them. So I can see why they stuck with it, because they probably had it for so long. Okay, so I gotta put these on. But yeah, I guarantee you that's why they stuck with 8-bit for so long, is they simply just had the units, and then once they ran out of units, then they switched to 32-bit. Because they have a few different 32-bit boards in their printers, and it's kind of like random which one you get, I think, in some of the models. Nope, this is over top here. So that's that. And I guess that goes through there. Goes there, and that locks. Oh, wrong way, wrong way. Other way. That is tight. And that is still... So the screws that they have for these are too long. Good job, Creality. Good job. Never fear. I have washers. I'm not dealing with a wobbly filament spool holder. Should stream all day. Ontario has a stay-at-home order. Unfortunately, I work in the manufacturing sector, which, you know, I'm not doing anything essential. I'm essential. So I have to go to work today. I would like to do... I don't think I would do a 24-hour stream. That would just be kind of dumb. But I would like to do, like, a... I don't know. Maybe a charity stream or something in the future. And just do like a long, like, all-day stream type thing. We'll see. Yeah, those screws were way too long. I already dug holes in the extrusions. Okay. There we go. Okay, I think we're done. What else do I have? I have whatever these clips are for. What are these clips for, guys? What are these clips for? Put the motors in. Level the bed. Put the filament in. Nope. I just realized I didn't get a flash card. Unless it's in the bag. No. Didn't give me the dog. Where's the dog? Got another pair of snips though. Aw. Oh, I'm disappointed. In the USB. I don't have a USB unless it's already installed. Like it's on the printer itself, but I don't have. Check the drawer. Nope. Should be a white USB. I never got one. Looks like a flash drive. Well, it doesn't have a USB stick. It has a TF, a compact flash. Check the box it came in. Could have fallen out. Nope. Aw, come on, Creality. Disappointed. Nope. White USB device. Help me find it, guys. I got the little box. Nope. I got profile covers. Oh, those are for the end. Oh, that's cool. those on so I don't cut myself, I guess. Manual. Filament. Tools. Spatula. Power cable. I don't think I dropped it. Let me check the garbage. Yeah, I didn't throw anything in the garbage. Oh well, I guess I don't get to do the dog picture print. White USB stick. No, I didn't get a USB stick. I know for some reason, I remember reading somewhere that they don't send it out to some countries for some stupid reason. I don't know. Okay, let's see. How's the bed strain relief? Not the greatest, but it is there. Okay. I could send it to you, the contents. I'm gonna have to find a little flashcard too. I don't think I have one. Oh well. I'm sure I can go online and find it. Let's see. Power. Oh, okay, it was already turned on. Okay, it's on. Let me put the glass bed back on. I'm gonna try putting clipper on it. Actually, I have, oh my god, are you serious? Is there something on here? Am I? You guys see that? Now, granted, oh, it's because the bed's unlevel as all hell. Probably. Yeah, a bunch of these knobs aren't even tight. Or too tight. I don't know. Well, we'll put the clips on, see what we get. There we go. Okay, it's flat now. Be aware of the Y motor. Oh, the bed hitting the Y motor when leveling. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. We still got a bit of room, so we should be okay. So, let's see what it says for leveling. Because I think there's like a routine in here that it doesn't auto level. Okay, so prepare. It's not a touchscreen. It's not a touchscreen. Oh, that's so slow. Oh, that's so slow. Okay. So let me tighten these all down roughly about the same. That one's way tight. Oh my god, that's way tight. Okay, so you need the Pro version for the touchscreen. Press the turbo button. There's a turbo button? Honestly, I don't get why people care about screens. Personally, I prefer like the Mini 12864 super basic screens because let's be honest, we're all running our printers remotely from our computers now anyways, okay? So all I need on my printer screen is heat up bed, heat up nozzle, cool down everything, load unload filament, and maybe home and movement so I can move the hot end around if I need to. Like, I don't care about touchscreen. Take the money that you put into here, put a better extruder on your printer. Okay, so there's a whole preheat thing. Control. Okay, disable steppers. So steppers are disabled. Okay, so I got movement. Okay, so let's go down a bunch and let's bust out the piece of paper and level this guy. Where is my paper? I just want the screen to glance at, check temps, and normal BS. That's why I like the Mini 12864. It's just a super simple screen. Like, that's all you really need. My switch wire is headless. Yeah, my V0 and my Bonsai don't even have screens on them. Like, there is no screen on them. I don't bother with it. Okay. Leveling the bed. What year is this? Alright, taking chunks out of the bed. Wow, that's as low as it goes. Okay. Okay. Wait, how is that? Oh my god. Okay, so you're gonna tighten them way the hell all the way down. Now I could always raise the stepper, honestly. But okay. Oh jeez. You know what? I'm gonna raise the stepper. I don't like this. I don't like how tight I have these down because they're like bottomed out. Okay, come on. Raise the stepper a little bit. There we go. Go again over the eccentric nuts before printing one hot end. Yeah, I've already adjusted the two. Oh yeah, and there's on the Z too. Yeah, they should be fine. This printer isn't going to see super heavy use, guys. Remember that. Auto home. Auto home. Oh yeah, it's dragging on the stepper motor. Go up. Okay, let's see. Oh, there we go. Okay, now I have room to adjust. Too much room to adjust. Damn it. Really? Ah. Try there. Too much room to adjust. Auto home. Okay. No, disable step. Yeah. That's good there. Oh, that's... Oh, I don't like that. Ah, shoot. Turn the printer off. Yeah. These go on this side of the power plug. There we go. Turn the printer back on. There we go. Okay. And yes, I'm leveling it by eyeball. How do I have a high spot there? Yeah, whatever. Fuck it. Wow, this bed is not flat at all. Okay, good enough. Prepare auto home. Okay. I don't think anyone at Creality uses these machines. Yeah, probably not. There's a printable model to raise that just enough, apparently. Well, here's the thing. It's just attached to the extrusion. Just crack the nuts and just move the stepper up, or move the end stop up a little bit. Ugh. Let's use the crappy, or should I use the crappy white filament they give me? Yeah, let's use the crappy white filament they give you. Yeah. Oh yeah, where's preheat? Preheat PLA. I wish I had... Okay, can somebody... whoever has an Ender printer, like an Ender 3, if you have the G code for the, like, the dog or something, can you send it to me on Discord if you have it? Because I want to print, like, the default dog. Or actually, I'll probably just go on Creality's site. They probably have it there. There we go. Oh, this is totally not gonna fail. Okay, so we're gonna use, let's go with blue. So this is everyone. Blue. We'll go with blue. I like blue. There we go. See the brand name. That new hot end smell. Get this stupid thing out of the way. Really? Really? Get in your hole. Oh man, I forgot how much I hated these extruders. There we go. Okay. Back, prepare, move, Z. Up. Here, we'll use the fancy knob. I gotta disable the steppers. Extrude. Try extruding 20 millimeters of filament, see how it works. Oh hey, it's doing something. Okay. Load some peak. I don't have peak. Good product placing. Product placing what? What am I advertising? Buy Vorons. There's affiliate links below. Buy that stuff. Okay, screw it. Cura, Benchy. Let's do a Benchy. Everyone likes Benchies. Does this have ABL? No, it does not. This is your ABL. You gotta manually level it. So we're just gonna Benchy it. We're just gonna do a dang Benchy. "13-minute Benchy." I still have the G code for it. I could try and throw that on. Okay. That honestly would be horrible. Okay, preferences, configure, printers. Add a machine, yes. Where's Creality? Creality 3D. Ender 3. There is no Ender 3 V2, so we'll just add Ender 3 add. I think it's only 230 by 230. I don't know, what does the box say? What do I actually have here? What are my specs? 220 by 220 by 250. It's 220. By 250. Sure, we have a heated bed. Yes, we do. Do the Voron cube. Do I have noise canceling? No, I don't have noise canceling on right now. Close. Benchy. I think it's under downloads. 3D Benchy. I'm not doing the speed Benchy again. Or that, there we go. So standard quality. Slice. Well, the bed's warm, so that's good. hour and a half? Oh my god. Okay, okay. No, 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 no. 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 Okay, I can live with that. Now I gotta find... Jeez, do I have a compact flash card? I do. Okay, I do. Micro USB cable. How do I not have a USB cable? How do I not have a USB cable? I gotta have a USB cable somewhere. Come on. Come on. How do I not have a USB cable? Oh, oh. Haha. Okay, I found one. Infill. What infill are we even have? 20% cubic. Yeah, whatever. Okay, USB cable. Plug in. There's a problem with this drive. Oh, okay, I gotta reformat that because that is okay, I can't use that one. That one has come on, Creality, why didn't you give me the right stuff? Oh, there's another one. Maybe this one has one. That one has Octoprint installed on it. Let's try this one. That one has Duet installed on it. Okay, but I can get rid of that. Start. Format. Format complete. Okay. Okay. So save to removable. Eject. Please don't use switchwire profile on E3. You're going to explode it. I'm not using the switchwire. This is the Ender 3 profile that's default in Cura. I just sped it up from ungodly slow because ain't nobody got time for that. So that goes in there. Okay. Back, back, print. Why aren't you in there? Oh, 3D Benchy. There we go. Oh, it's got to wait for the bed to cool. Okay, the bed was too hot. Oh, what a minute. Roland, 229. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Flash drive and old printer emotional support fund. Okay, so you guys go in there. Oh. Oh, it's doing stuff. It's doing stuff. Okay, I pushed the Z offset down a little bit. Let me go down a little bit more. I'd rather have this print not fail than fail. Get rid of this. Yeah, that didn't stick to that. Okay, it's printing. Manual babysit. Yep, I did plastic es squirtin. Huzzah. Yes, plastic es squirtin. Have you installed Clipper on it yet? Soon. Maybe. We'll see. I actually have a board on the way. I won't go too far into it yet because I haven't received the board and I haven't critiqued it or anything. But I do have a drop-in board, 4 Ender 3s on the way that runs duet. Or correction, it runs RepRap firmware, but it's not a duet. So for those that want to run RepRap firmware, have wireless, and not have to deal with adding a Raspberry Pi, I have that on the way. So Z seems a bit high. Yeah, I switched it. I have been turned into a sample filament meme on Twitter. Oh, do I gotta check the twatter? What did you guys do? Oh God. You guys. Wrong screen. Let me pull up the right screen. Hey, look, above you. Well, it's printing. It may lift a little bit. We'll see. By the way, Twitter's like video encoder is horrible. Yeah. Retweet. Michael, 5. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. European friendly stream. I like it. Thanks a lot for your content. Help a lot with my 2.4 build. That's good to hear. I do try to do streams when I can earlier in the day for your Euro folks. I do try. But unfortunately, I work steady afternoons, and my wife works days. So, like, the only day of the week that I can actually do anything during the day is Friday, because she has Friday off. So that's why I normally stream. My normal stream is Saturday night, 8 p.m. So my son's in bed, and I'm home. I mean, it looks like a Benchy. Correction on the PT100. Yes. Okay, so last stream I mentioned a PT100 is a thermocouple. I was wrong. I'm used to thermocouples at work that kind of look the same, so I thought it was a thermocouple, and I've never actually worked with one myself. But it's not a thermocouple. It's an RTD sensor, I think it's called. How does this compare to the Ender 3 V1? So from Sander, I don't have a V. This is literally the first Ender I've ever seen in person, okay? So when it comes to comparing it to a V1, what I would say is, if you're gonna buy an Ender, get the V2. Don't bother with the Pro. It has bells and whistles that don't affect anything. Get the V2 because the V2 has a 32-bit board. It has 2209 drivers, so it's nice and quiet. And it comes with the upgraded bed, which everyone who has an Ender 3 V1 knows the bed goes to shit. So at least this, you have a glass bed, so it's flatter to start with, even though it's not perfect. Hello from France. Hello, bonjour. Es-tu bien? Comment ça va? But yes, this basically has the stuff. Oh, and it also has belt tensioners for your X and Y axis. So you can automatically adjust your belt tension just by turning a knob. No need to print anything. So this is basically what the Ender 3 should be for a cheap printer, because it has the stuff you need to actually you know, for it to perform okay out of the box. So I really don't like the way the filament feeds into this thing though. Oh my god. Actually 2209, I thought it was 2209s. Let me pull it up here. I could have sworn it was 2209s. It might be 2208s. 2208s and 2209s, they honestly perform pretty much the same. The only difference is the 2209s run a little bit cooler and they have a little bit more torque. But functionality wise, they're pretty much the same. Is the TL Dragon compatible with the PT100? Yes. So the Dragon uses all the same hardware a V6 would use. So you can use the same, excuse me, you can use all the same stuff. If you could put it in a V6, if you could put it in a Mosquito, you can put it in a Dragon. Okay, the 4.2.7 board has 2209s. This one has 2208s. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, so this is the Banggood wants to know where I'm at. I am here. This is the one I have right here. This is the one they sent me. Look at these people. They did reviews. It has exquisite appearance design. It has ultra silent printing. Ooh. Honestly, the fan, let me take the noise canceling headphones out. Ooh. Yeah, the fan is the loudest thing on this thing. The fan is the loudest thing on this thing. But yeah. Still not sold on sensorless Homan. I'm not a fan of sensorless Homan, personally. Like, for a single motor on one axis that you don't need super high precision, it's fine. You gotta remember, sensorless Homan is only accurate to the fullest step. I should have taken the fan. I want to take the fan shroud off. I don't know if I'll have time. Oh yeah, it's popping off the bed, by the way. Yeah, we're gonna have to stop this print. Back. Stop. Confirm. Yep. Oh yeah. Okay, so. Yeah. Come on. Let me actually wipe the bed down. A little bit of ISO. Print, Benchy, tune, set, offset. There we go. Try again. Sorry, guys. It's 140. So we won't get through the whole thing, unfortunately, probably, but close enough. The drivers are in standalone mode, so no linear advance and no go with Marlin. Not sure how pressure advance would work. Oh. Last bit, everyone. Yeah, essentially, like, put it this way, a $10 a 10-cent KW10 micro switch off AliExpress is more accurate than sensorless Homan. So, and it's 2 wires, so come on. Jean-Francois, yes, early stream. I'm messing around with an Ender 3 that I got. We just built it. I'm trying to get a successful Benchy because the first one was a little too high. So now we're going again, and then I gotta go to work. This Voron machine looks bizarre. Yes, it does. Destroyed a bed like this using IPA? Oh. Well, at some point I'm going to put probably a flex plate on it. See if somebody wants to send me one to try out. But I do want to put a flex plate on it because I'll point it out once it gets to the middle here. was my squish. So, see these two holes right here? Oh yeah, that's much better squish. Let me find one. Oh, look at that. That fits perfectly right there. Or I could just put a printed adapter there and just put that. So boom. So we have a $3 PL08 probe, a 5-cent diode. You could use the stock bed or the stock controller board on here, flash it to clipper, and boom, you have bed leveling. No need to buy a $60 overpriced add-on. Oh yeah, that's much squishier. There we go. Or you could put, yeah, you could put any probe on there. Like I do like how it has these blank holes for mounting stuff. I really like the energetic cabling on the hot end. Yeah, I really don't like this. Like, look at this cable here. Like, mobile camera, go! Like this. I don't like this. This needs to come. That's not really. Yeah, maybe that'll stay there. Yeah, we'll see. I'm spoiled. Like, I'm sorry. I've been playing with Vorons for 3 years now. I'm spoiled when it comes to cable management. Yeah, go with PI over PEX, honestly. Do you plan to clipperize this machine? At some point in the future, yes. I will be doing a series. I plan on doing a series on best bang for the buck upgrades on an Ender 3. Because honestly, the V2 here, you really don't need much, I think, to make it a fully capable machine. I think people go overboard. It's a $250 printer. You shouldn't be spending more than the price of the printer on upgrades, honestly. What I would honestly do, magnetic flex plate, upgrade the extruder, put a, okay, there's the power supply fan kicking on. Put a bed probe on, an inductive bed probe, and then nothing else unless something breaks. I doubt the majority of E3s have printed. Afterburner, flex plate, clipper, done. Pretty much, and then throw a bed probe on it, which you might as well once you have clipper on it. You can reuse the same controller board. It has 2208s. Yeah, they're going to be in standalone mode. I don't think you have UART even with clipper. So, what are the advantages of clipper over Marlin in your opinion on non-Core XY machines? Clipper is much more. It has a lot more features now, especially like you have pressure advance. You have input shaper, you can do harmonic resonance tuning. You could slap an accelerometer to your tool head to cancel resonances at higher acceleration rates so you don't have to worry about ringing anymore. This guy is tuned to run at 7,000 acceleration right now. I've pushed it up to 20,000 and done Benchies in under 10 minutes. So Clipper is a more modern, I think, interface. It also offloads all of the Think portion of the computing to a Raspberry Pi versus the controller board on the printer itself, which who knows what that'll open up in the future, because you know a quad-core Raspberry Pi is sure as hell a lot faster than a little 32-bit ARM CPU in these things. So, plus webcam support. That's one thing that I don't like about Duet. You can't do a webcam. You still need to add a Raspberry Pi for the webcam. Oh yeah, that's so much better. Plus, you know, if you want to update, hey, look at this here. You want me to sell you on Clipper real quick? I think SwitchWire is online. Yeah, okay. So this is SwitchWire, right? This is this printer right here. Hey, look, it's homing, right? Hey, I want to change something in the firmware, okay? Settings, config, printer config. Oh, hey, guess what? I added new extrusion. My printer is now wider. Okay, look, I have 300 millimeters on the Y. 300 millimeters. There we go. Look, cool. Save. Close. Firmware restart. Hey, look, I've updated my firmware. That's it. Oh, actually, no. Sorry, 300 was wrong. It's actually 250. And, oh, hey, I want to add a bed probe. I literally just copy and paste some lines in here. And, like, I want to change my current on how much current I'm feeding my motors. I just change it. And then I hit save. And then I close it. And then I hit firmware restart. And it's done. That's all you do with Klipper to update your firmware. And it's done. That's it. Easy peasy. No compiling, no errors, no flashing. You don't need a Pi to put a webcam on Duet now. I know you can. I remember because I had a Duet 2. I still have a Duet in V226, but you still need a. You can add an IP webcam, but you can't plug a webcam into the board itself. You still need something to run the webcam. You just can't take a webcam and plug it, unless they can do that now with Duet 3s. I haven't looked at Duet 3s, so. Does the Ender 3 V2 have thermal runaway enabled? I'm assuming it does. Like, I could, can I unplug anything? Oh, I could flip it over and plug it. But, I hope to God it has thermal runaway. It better have thermal runaway. It's 2021. So. Klipper is way out of my brain scope. 3D printing llama with fluid and mainsail. Let me pull up 26 here, which is running. So, this is mainsail. This is an older version of mainsail. It's not the latest version because I'm lazy when it comes to updating. And this is fluid. These are both interfaces for Klipper, okay? So you no longer need to run Octoprint. You can just run a standalone interface with, yes, the webcam's lagging right now because I have crappy Wi-Fi in this room. But you can install these relatively simple. I have a video on my channel on how to install mainsail, and fluid's pretty much exactly the same. Just pick whatever one's interface you like more, and then all you need to do is find which printer you have. Oh, they moved it all, I think. Like, hey, I'm running a Prusa. Oh no, they don't have it. Ender 3. Yeah. So Ender 3 V2. Okay. Or okay, I don't think they have one. And then you just copy this config and put it in, and then adjust what you need to adjust. Like, it's relatively super simple to get Klipper going. It's just there's some stuff that's command line, but it's mostly just copy and pasting from an instructional. So, is Duet worth it? Personally, I don't think getting a Duet is worth it with Klipper now, because with Klipper offloading all the hardware or all the complicated stuff to the Raspberry Pi, you don't need the extra power the Duet offers. So you're pretty much buying controller boards now for the plugs, essentially. So as long as it has the right number of plugs for the things you want to run on your printer, just get that one and then run Klipper on it. So. Hey, why did you buy an Ender? Do you plan on making a tutorial how to create Voron with the help of Ender? I got an Ender because Banggood asked if I wanted a printer, and I said yes. But I do want to make some stuff with this. I'm probably going to show up. Ah, come on. Really? 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 Glass beds. Really? Look at that first layer. That is a good first layer. Come on, guys. That was a good first layer. More smush. Tune. Set offset. I hate glass beds. More squish. honestly, the print quality is looking great. It's just it's popping off the bed. More smush. I cleaned it with ISO, yeah. I did clean it down with ISO. I'll do it again, but I did wipe it with ISO. And I'm pretty sure I have the right side up. There, ISO. 65. Oh yeah, I'll bump bed temps up too. Bed temperature. You know what? 60. There we go. Use hairspray or glue stick. What year is this? No, it's got a carborundum bed, so it's got that texture on it. And I don't have hairspray. I never used hairspray. I do have a glue stick. Ugh. I do have a glue stick that I keep around for the odd time I may need one. More smush. I'm just going to smush it right down into the bed. Dial indicator mod for Ender 3. Yeah, I'm going to heat the bed more. Yeah, let's go bump the nozzle temp up a bit too. First print, yeah, well technically this is the third print, but we're trying to get one to finish. Remember to save settings. Yeah, that came right off. I haven't used a glass bed in like almost 2.5, 3 years now. Don't backseat print. This guy knows what he's doing. This is an Ender 3 with a glass bed. I have no idea what I'm doing. This is all new, man. It's all new. Is Benchy going to set sail? We don't know. Maybe. Set sail for fail. Problem is, now I only have an hour before I gotta go. So, print will probably finish after I leave for work, which means I won't be able to post a picture of it till tonight. We're printing, no, we're printing PLA. We got some Airy One Blue PLA Plus. PLA Plus. Yeah, it looks like we had a little hiccup there. I think we're okay. Come on, reconnect, reconnect. Are we reconnected? Okay, we're reconnected. PLA or OBS is like, oh, disconnected. But yes, we are printing blue PLA. Fussy for PLA. I think the temperatures were too low because, let's see, I was running the stock. Yeah, so the stock printing temperature is like, yeah, see, I normally run like 210, 55, and like 60 for first layer. So let me save that. Create profile. Standard quality too. There we go. Yeah, and you're right. It is glass, so it's probably losing a bit of heat. I think I have a thermometer or a temperature probe thingy. Yes, I do. Ugh. Okay, according to this, the bed is... I've got it set to 65, and I'm getting about 56. Yeah, I'm getting about 56. So. Oh. I don't know why I had that screen up. You can see my Twitter. You can't see anything, but yeah, I'm getting about 56. Yes, I will be putting Clipper on this at some point. But right now I actually have a controller board on the way. A company is sending it for review, and it's a drop-in replacement board that runs RepRap firmware. Is eSun filament any good? Yes, I like eSun filament. Their ABS Plus is like cheating when it comes to ABS. Oh geez, I just realized we have 240 people watching this. Hello everyone. I hope you're enjoying your Friday. This is a little bit different. Normally I build printers on weekends, and now I'm using a off-the-shelf printer on a Friday. So, a little bit different. Only 77 likes. Yes. Like the smash button, guys. Don't forget to like the smash button. Gonna be late Friday with work. I know, I gotta go to work after this. Thought you ordered eSun, but you got Sunlu. Ooh. Okay, so the thing with Sunlu is it'll either print really fine, or it'll be absolutely garbage and jam your nozzles up. That's my experience with Sunlu, so I avoid it. But I do have, like, I have bought like 4 spools of their stuff, and it prints really good until it jams the hell out of your nozzle. Well, if the print ends up failing this time, I don't know. But I do have to go to work in like an hour. Well, I have to make dinner before I go to work, so that'll be interesting. Maybe I'll just hit up McDonald's again. Smush that like button like I smushed the first layer. I always over smush my first layers. I'd rather have a print, you know, have a slight little bit of deformation on the first layer that doesn't really matter, than have a print pop off. Like all my ABS prints, like, yeah, like this is the KVP Stellar Blue, but I always smush my first layers down with the ABS. Look at that sparkle. Look at that sparkle. Finally got the KVP. Good stuff. Although honestly, it's in terms of like ABS, it's a good ABS, but it's not like the best ABS in the world. It's just a good ABS. But their colors are amazing. They have a great color selection. So, having success with my Switchwire build thanks to your videos. It's good to hear, Golden. Hashtag dad life. Yes. Get a cooktop in the room. 3D printing and cooking streams. How is that coming along? Oh yeah, it's coming along good. I found out the trick with the Matter Hackers. I was having some issues with the Matter Hackers build ABS, not printing that great on overhangs. It doesn't like it that hot. It's only 235 Celsius and it prints fine now. But I was having issues at like at my normal ABS Plus temps. So I dropped the temperatures a bit, and now it's printing just fine. But yeah, this guy is definitely a lot louder than my V2 running. Can't believe we successfully resurrected Core XZ. Honestly, it's the key back. The key back is the key. 100 things to cook on your Voron. Well, what can you cook with a, like, you can't do eggs. No, can you do eggs at 100C? I'm trying to think of things you can cook at 100C. Like, you ain't cooking a pizza, you ain't cooking meat. You can proof a loaf of bread. Is it worth it to print Voron parts with carbon fiber nylon? Sure. Yeah, where did I put it? Where did I put it? Because I know I can't remember his name right now, but there's always the one guy about when am I going to buy CF nylon? CF nylon. Toasty boy. Omelette. You cook omelets? You can boil an egg. Yeah, you can boil water. So anything you can boil water with, you can technically cook on a printer. 100C is higher than sous vide steaks at. Yeah, you can sous vide. Omelette. Omelette du fromage. Omelette du fromage. Omelette du fromage. What's the printing temp for the nylon? I think it's like 80C for the bed. I haven't printed it yet. It's still sealed. I gotta. I'm wondering if I should print the parts for Toasty Boy in ABS or ASA first, and then use Toasty Boy to print the carbon fiber nylon, or just go straight to carbon fiber nylon. And yes, I know it's omelette au fromage. It's not omelette du fromage, but for anyone who watched Dexter's Laboratory as a kid, omelette du fromage. And I'm out of coffee now. How to get food poisoning by using your printer as a cooktop. Part 1. Say pamplemousse. 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 Bibliothèque. Poutine. Baguette. Since I have access to a CNC at work, I was thinking of upgrading some of my ABS parts to aluminum or PEEK. Any tips on what can benefit? Definitely go straight to CF nylon. Yeah, Victor, I'll probably end up doing that. In terms of like Voron parts that benefit from going crazy hardcore, put it this way: if you go to the Voron Discord and look at all the pictures of prints people have done on the Vorons, those are all done with 99% of people printing on ABS parts, and probably the other 1% are people printing with parts made of some other plastic. So if you go with aluminum, will you be getting that much more quality? I don't think. Probably the only thing that may benefit, the Z motor mounts maybe, your front idlers, maybe the XY motor mounts, or the X or AB motor mounts maybe, but you still kind of want a little bit of flex in the gantry, especially a little bit of flex if you decide to do a Z negative China and try driving your gantry into the ground. So you kind of do want a little bit of flex. Otherwise, you're going to have a bad time if things go wrong. Yeah, trying to catch up on all the... If you try to message me on Discord, I don't see it while I'm streaming. Okay. XY joints and motor mount. There you go. And use Delrin. Yeah, Delrin's nice. Turn on ironing unless you want sunny side up. Okay, it looks like it's actually sticking to the bed properly now, so yeah, 65 on the bed helped. Hey, it's doing its thing. We got this printer printing. Okay, so just to put comparison here, let me turn the music off. So this is the Ender 3 printing. Smells like popcorn. And then here's my V2. The loudest part on the V2 is the retracts and the fan. So, music back on. Holy hell. Man, these motors are hot. What are they feeding these things? What are they? I don't think you could. Can you adjust the? Let me actually get a better view. C17 H D 0004-05. Okay, I highly doubt these are moons. They come up as moons, but I'm assuming that's like the yeah, there are pots. Yeah, I'm gonna have to yeah, there's no live current adjust. Holy hell, that's toasty. But the problem is I need to see oh, they are moons. They are moons. It says moons right on them. Well, yeah, knockoff moons probably. It's not real moons. I know they can run up to 80C, but like... Okay, that ain't right. It's not 35. It's not 35. I can't hold my hand on it. Yeah, it just keeps reflecting. Yeah, 50C. Yeah, 50C. Wouldn't be the wheel too tight. Like, I can move it by hand, no problem. I'm trying to actually find the actual stepper motors themselves, though. Try to search for it and they try to sell you as servos. It doesn't show any specs. Thoughts on the shroud on this model of Ender 3? It's a fan shroud. How does this? Yeah, it has what? It has a. You have a fan in the front for part cooling, or hot end cooling. And then you have a 30 or 40, yeah, 4010 blower on the side, I believe. So you have basically half the fan, half the cooling of the pre-afterburner Voron tool head. So I know a lot of people are like, oh, the Voron doesn't have a lot of cooling. It has more cooling than this does stock. So Got mine a week ago, printed pretty good, but now getting mad layer shifting. There's pots on the control board, yeah. The problem is you need to know what your motors can handle before you start playing with the, your pots, right? Like, yeah, you can always do the whole, you know, oh, it's hot, turn it down. Okay, now I'm skipping steps, turn it up. But, you know, you should at least know what the motors can run. So the problem is, it's a 4232. What is it? Trying to find the actual specs of the stepper motor. Oh, yeah, let's see. Creality 3D Shop. Okay, so they're 1.5 amps. 0.4 newton meters of torque. Add stripes to it, make it go faster. Yeah. As long as it's red stripes. Let's take a look here. Yeah, so the motors aren't too bad. 1.5 amps. So as long as you're feeding around an amp, it should be fine. Can you put an afterburner on an Ender 3? You could, you would just need to modify it. Like, it obviously isn't going to fit on here default, but you would have to modify it. Which, considering it's just a plate here, I'm sure it wouldn't be too hard to just have some holes that you could, you know, just take the existing design, put some heat sets on the back of a flat plate and whatever screw hole pattern this is, and then bolt it right to the plate. Probably wouldn't be that hard, honestly. Yeah, there already is a mod, probably, yeah. There you go. It uses a rail, though. But yeah, see, this is basically all that it is. It's just an adapter plate. So if you were to make one of these adapter plates that used whatever hole pattern the stock plate is, you could probably just use that if you didn't want to go to rail. If you wanted to stick with V-wheels for whatever reason you want. Yeah, see. There you go. So it looks like it's just a plate. There you go. So you would just have to print these parts and then print the rest off the Voron repo on GitHub. I don't know how well it works, but it's there. It's an option. So far, the Benchy's looking pretty good. And that's the thing that people don't seem to get with 3D printers. As long as you have a good slicer profile and your printer, you know, isn't absolutely horribly out to lunch with like belts all misaligned and whatnot, and you're using like, you know, wooden wheels on like twigs for your motion system, pretty much all printers will print good nowadays. Like any printer in the past 3 years that isn't absolutely horrendous will print fine. The only difference is how fast you can print, what materials you can print, and what kind of creature comforts it has. So, like, I'm sure, like, this thing does not print ABS as well as my Vorons, for sure. I have a printer pot, simple metal with extended bed and in progress hypercube evolution. I am thinking of dumping that project on a friend and starting a Voron. What would you recommend? Don't treat your friend that bad. Come on. Dump it on some rando. What brand of belts did the Ender come with? It came with black belts. They are black. There's no labeling on them. They do have Kevlar. I could see, like, from the side, you can see there is Kevlar in it, so it isn't up here rubber belt, so that's good. But, yeah. Joke about wooden wheels, but you could make good V wheels on a lathe. Yeah, I'm waiting for the wooden ender mod with rich mahogany. Friend wants to print large drones, RC plane wings. Printerbot, that's a pretty old printer. In progress hypercube, like, depends on what state. If you know, I'm all for, hey, building Vorons, but are they bulk? Okay, Kilo, that is an in-joke that not a lot of people are going to get. We got rich mahogany and rich Corinthian leather. Corinthian leather. Chrysler. You know, Corinthian leather isn't a thing. It's literally a marketing term they made up for that ad. Literally, Corinthian leather means absolutely nothing other than the fact that it's Corinthian leather. It's like genuine leather. When you buy a wallet and it says genuine leather is the lowest term of leather, or the lowest quality of leather. It just literally means it is leather. So, yeah, it's looking like a Benchy. Like, it's a Benchy. It's benchable. I don't know. I've never actually seen one of these in person, so this is like all like, ooh, shiny. I don't know. I should have taken the shroud off to take a look at the hot end, because it's a Mark 8, right? I don't smell burning, so that's good. Printerbot is now running a Duet Wi-Fi and a E3D V6. Hypercube needs 100 parts design and wiring. Stands almost 5 feet tall. Jesus Christ. Just honestly, use it as a coffee table at that point. Put some bench stools around it. Use it as a bar table. It's a Benchy. Any printer can do that now. Do them well, pretty much. I will say, like, this is a nice little, you know, compact tool head design. But, there's no, like, in terms of cable management, it's just the wires going in. But, like, the original Voron, like, the original quick change tool head, the tool head we had before the Afterburner, was roughly about this size, minus the doors on top. Like, if you took the doors off, it was roughly this size. Is there any benefit to using a Volcano hot end with the Afterburner? Can you use a Volcano hot end with the Afterburner? You can use it. There are some modded parts to accept the longer length, because default it doesn't take the longer length, makes it a problem, especially like the fan shroud. But you can use one. The thing is, I am myself and a bunch of others on the design team, we prefer using like the Dragon High Flow or the Mosquito High Flow versus the Volcano, because you're getting pretty much the same output in a smaller package. You're not losing Z height, and it has less oozing issues than a Volcano. There's a better way to do high flow, basically. And just don't ever do a Super Volcano, please. How much can it bench? A Benchy can bench as much as a Benchy benches. Mark 8 PTFE line danger. Oh yeah, this thing doesn't have a full metal hot end in it, that's right. No ABS till I fix that. Wiring through the frame kills me as such a poor design decision. The thing is, they kind of have to do that because the crossbeam is a 40-40 piece of... Is it 40-40? Yeah, it's 40-40. Yeah, it's 40-40. So the only way to get the wires through and not have them hang down lower is to cut a hole in the extrusion. Now, they could have gone by and just used a piece of 20-20 or 20-40, but they went with 40-40. But let's just compare. It's printing. I want to move it. I'll move it, whatever. I'm sure it'll be fine. I can't move that any higher. Dang it. Oh well. I was going to try and shift it over so I could put the switch wire next to it just to compare sizes. Because it's roughly about the same height, I think. Tape measure. What Voron was the most fun to build? In terms of just like zero issues, it goes together fine. Switch wire. In terms of like satisfying, V2. In terms of why is this more complicated than it needs to be, but I understand why it's so complicated, it's the 0. So we are what? We got, yeah, about 475. Yeah. So the switch wire is like, I don't know, 30, 40 millimeters taller than this guy. This is going to be wider though, I think. What is that, 18 inches? Yeah. Oh, wow. So not including the screen, okay? Because you don't need the screen for the printer to run. So you can pull the screen off if you really wanted to. It's about 460 wide on an Ender 3 V2. And a switch wire is only 360 wide. So the switch wire has an extra 30 millimeters of build volume on the x-axis and is 100 millimeters shorter on the x-axis overall. Now, it is longer, but the reason it's longer is because it encompasses the whole travel of the bed, right? Like when you look at a switch wire, we extended the frame out. The frame is extended out so that the bed doesn't actually ever travel beyond the frame, and that's so you can enclose it easier. But we made it longer than it needs to be on purpose. I've never used the dies extruder. I've never really looked at them. They use all proprietary stuff, though. That's kind of why. The Fadus Dragon fits in the TL Dragon mount. Yes, the Fadus Dragon and the TL Dragon have the same mount pattern. The only thing that's different is the Dragon Fly, which is the same mount pattern if you want to rigid mount the BMO version. It's just rotated 45 degrees. But on the Afterburner, there is an updated STL for mounting a Dragonfly if you want. I have that in my switch wire right now. In your opinion, what part of the switch wire print speed quality comes from the frame being 3060 and 3030 versus the 4040 2020 of the Ender? This is literally the first print on the Ender, so I can't really comment too much. But obviously the frame is going to be more rigid. The thing is, though, you got to remember with 3D printers, there is no forces on the tool head unless you hit it. So it only has to be rigid enough to basically support itself and the movements of itself. Going beyond that just basically buys you nothing. I'm sure the linear rails play more into account for print quality than frame at that point. But I don't have any prints to compare the two. So it's also running different firmware, different hot end, different extruder, different slicers. Like, there's so many variables. Like, I guarantee the switch wire will be better than the Ender, but by how much, I can't really say yet. How much does a switch wire cost? You can build a switch wire cheaper than you could buy a Prusa Mark III. Look at building a Voron. What model to go after the 2.4? Another 2.4. That's what I did. It depends. If you're looking for like a small backup printer or something to like show off, like I use my V0 to bring to people like who've never seen a 3D printer because it's all in one. It's a nice little all-in-one package. The switch wire is great if you have an old bed flinger sitting around and you have some spare parts you want to use. The V1 and the V2 are kind of in the same class. The V1 is just a more traditional design. If you want to print higher temp materials, I say go with the V1 because you have lead screws for the Z. But yeah. Is that all of them? Yeah, switch wire 0, V0, yeah. 4 Vorons, right? No. Oh, and Legacy. Legacy, if you is like a resto mod. So if you have like, you know, if you like linear rods, go with that. Like there's 5 Vorons now. 2.4 is the most recent update of the V2. Legacy is technically the newest Voron, but it's like the oldest design. Have I seen the Nova hot end? Yes, I have. But I think it's basically just a pimped out volcano. 100 watt heater. You can put a 100 watt heater in any hot end. It's just the size. 47 millimeters cubed is a little bit more than a stock volcano. Problem is, unless you're printing like a super fat nozzle, you're not going to reach that on pretty much any printer out there. I've pushed, what was I pushing out of? I think I was up near 50 on the Dragon when I was doing the speed benchies, 50 to 60 mm3. We were doing out of the volcano, or out of the high flow Dragon. So yeah, so I think the Nova is just basically a shiny volcano. I don't know. I haven't seen what the BMG wind is. If it's just basically a BMG, it's a BMG, which is a good extruder. So that's, if you wanted to throw that in your printer, yeah. When do you think the Switchwire build manual will be out? Ian, it's on the Discord. If you go to the Voron Discord and go to the Switchwire section of the Discord, it's pinned in there right now. The beta version is pinned in there right now. It's just going through like final revision before being put up on the site. It should be up soonish, but you can get it there now. Makerspace bought Mark IIIs for $604 US. That's not bad. A Switchwire, I don't know what it is in... I know in Canada, a Prusa Mark III is $1,000 roughly, and I built my Switchwire less than that, so. Have I seen the TL Orbiter? So it's not the Triangle Labs Orbiter. Orbiter is an extruder that's been around for a while. Triangle Labs is now making an Orbiter, okay? So Triangle Labs didn't make the Orbiter, they're making the Orbiter now. And I have seen it. The Galileo is based on the Orbiter. I think there's a few different designs based on the Orbiter, but the Orbiter is like the original planetary gear extruder. There's been a few designs that I've used that as the base. I will be putting an Orbiter or a Galileo in Toasty Boy though, so I will be looking at that. The BMG wind is more like a Chimera. Okay, the BMG is a good extruder. And slapping it on a V6 is a standard setup a lot of people use, so it'll probably be fine. What in your opinion to high temp materials on Voron Zero, like 3 to 350, everything printed from ABS, it would probably be too close. People have got their V2s up to 70C enclosed without part failure with ABS parts. So as long as you're not pushing above 70C, you should be okay as long as your motors, your belts, and your printed parts are rated for 70C. But yes, you can get a V2 to 70C just by enclosing the hell out of it and insulating it. You have to add insulation to it. Instead of the Orbiter Galileo, I could go the Sherpa Mini. I have a Galileo already. I got the hardware for it, so I will be going with that. And as for the Sherpa Mini, not right now because other things are being worked on. Do you have any Z wobble right now with the print? Potentially a little bit. I don't know. When I was doing the home and it was moving the whole thing, I watched the lead screw and it wasn't wobbling. So. Stock Voron cannot print peak. Yes, printing peak is a whole other beast. So it won't print peak. Like, don't try to print peak on a Voron. You need to design a printer specifically for peak to print peak. We don't condone it. We don't officially recommend it. It's not what the printer is meant to do. It's like chamber heaters. We don't recommend, like, it's a DIY printer. You can do whatever the heck you want with it. It's your own printer. You can do whatever you want, okay? We just, you know, it's like chamber heaters. We don't recommend putting chamber heaters in because we just don't want to deal with somebody burns their house down. Plus, I don't like blowing $400 a spool to print a Benchy. How's this coming along? That one's coming along pretty good. Almost done. 7 minutes left. How's this one coming along? Does it give me data? Let me see. Back. 47% done. And I got half an hour. So we ain't going to make it, guys. The print will have to finish after I leave for work. Although, what time is it? It might be done actually before I leave for work, but I got to make lunch or dinner. I got to make food before I go to work. AliExpress is all aluminum parts that might work with Peak. I've seen those sets of aluminum parts. There are a few issues with them, and you have to remember you're taking parts designed for ABS and just machining them out of aluminum, so there might be issues in terms of tolerances and whatnot. And they're expensive. Fetus versus Triangle Labs Dragon. Depends which one you think is shinier. Both companies are separate. So Fetus and Triangle Labs, it isn't like, it's not like Lincoln and Ford or, Acura and Honda, okay? They are separate companies, but they both use the same manufacturer for their product, okay? So they have slightly differences of design and whatnot, but they are technically separate companies, and they just use the same manufacturer. So quality will be about the same. Just go with whatever one you think is cooler. If you would like a Fetus Dragon, you can get them on AliExpress. I think I have a link below. Or you can just get one, or Banggood or wherever. I don't know. They're both pretty much the same. Carbon fiber nylon possible. Yes, you can print nylons on a Voron. You can print pretty much anything that doesn't require a bed above about 110 Celsius. You can push 120, but I wouldn't go any higher. And a hot end that, a standard hot end, 350, I think you could probably push it to if you have a full metal like Mosquito or Dragon. And ambient chamber temperatures of 70 degrees or lower. If you need those to print your plastic, you can do it on a Voron. But yes, Peak is not just getting a bed hot enough. You need really high ambient temperatures. Your hot end needs to be able to reach high temperatures. Most people are water cooling at that point. You basically need to go crazy. I know everyone always cites the dang paper where, oh, NASA did it by just putting a lulz bot in an oven. But they also pretty much rebuilt the entire printer. It's not like they just bought a printer and put it in an oven. Which I have done with my V0 for a picture at one point. So the build, just going back to the build, putting this together was a relatively simple build. It's an Ender 3. There's like 5 parts to it. All the complicated stuff's done. All the wiring's already done. All you need to do is plug everything in. So the build itself isn't bad, I will say. I don't know. Simple printer. It's injection molded parts. It's got belt tensioning. Yeah, I could see, for $250. Here's the thing. For $250, you cannot build something this good. You cannot. Like, my Bonsai, if I were to build the Bonsai, buying all the parts would probably be more than buying one of these. So next video clipper. I only have one Raspberry Pi on hand right now, but it's a 3A, so I don't know what I'm going to use that for. I don't think I'll be putting clipper on this yet. We shall see. We shall see. For now, I think I'm just going to leave it stock for now. Play around with it. Next video, Ender 3 in an oven. No, you know what? It is actually kind of nice having an Ender 3 because so many people have Ender 3s. It's like I can actually like critique it finally and offer advice, because I know a lot of people have like common issues with it and whatnot. So it's kind of nice to actually have one on hand, so you can see what people are dealing with. Instead of, oh yeah, what do you mean you have problem printing, you know, full 300 by 300 plates of ABS parts for 24 hours straight? That's easy. You just hit print, go to work, come home, and it's still going. The printer sucks, and this is why. Here's the thing, though. An Ender 3 doesn't suck. It's just an entry-level printer. Like, the bed is big enough to do the vast majority of things people need to print. It's in a relatively cheap price point. It's relatively newbie friendly. Putting it together isn't too complicated. I have this random hole in my extrusion. I don't know what it's for. I'm gonna check the manual. I want to know what that is for. What is that for? Why do I have a random hole in the extrusion? Oh, I think I know. Wait, is that? Nope, nope. No, that ain't it. Why do I have a random hole in the extrusion? The hole is for the old Ender 3 power supply. Oh, that's right, because it used to mount vertical here. It used to mount vertical here. So why the heck do they still have it? Unless they probably, you know what? They probably have a warehouse full of like 100,000 of these extrusions on the old Pro, yeah. But yeah, the Ender 3, like, honestly, like, people poo-poo it because it's a very cheap entry-level printer, but you gotta remember, what do most people do with 3D printing, okay? You buy your printer, you put it together, you go on Thingiverse, you print a Benchy, you print a calibration cube, you listen to some guy that says you have to adjust your flow based on your first layer, and you should be adjusting your extruder E-steps right off the bat for some reason. You drop a duet in it, people just kind of, it's the same cycle. And then what do? They print a few Benchies. They print, you know, they print the Mandalorian print that everyone's doing right now. They print whatever flavor of the month print is on R3DP. They put it on a shelf somewhere. They put it in a room. And then after a while, they just start collecting dust. And then they move on to the next hobby, right? The vast majority of people kind of just dip their feet in the hobby and move on. So this is a great printer because it's $250, right? It's not that expensive. It's good for getting your feet wet. It's not too bad that you're gonna, you know, get frustrated with it, but you're not, you know, spending way more than you need to be to kind of get an idea if you like the hobby or not. It's relatively capable. The bed can get to ABS temperature, so put it in a cardboard box. You can print ABS. It's got everything you pretty much need, basically. So for $250, you can't really go wrong. Corbin, $20. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. I don't know why it didn't pop up. Happy Friday. Yes, it is Friday. I gotta go to work in an hour. Take a look at the Sidewinder X1. It's 300 by 300 with an AC bed. I don't like moving AC beds, personally. I'm not a huge fan of it, especially considering some of the QC issues they've had. A Volcano is a Volcano. You can buy a Volcano for $12 on AliExpress. So putting a Volcano on any printer that can take a V6 is kind of it's a $12 thing. Direct extruder is nice though. I do like direct drive. I may be putting a direct drive extruder setup on this guy at some point. After moving to direct drives on my Vorons, I'm probably going to be going direct drive on pretty much every printer unless I want to have a Bowden setup for a reason. Yeah, the average person doesn't even print ABS exactly. Because ABS will kill you and your family. What printer would you recommend for a first printer for a 1.5K budget and be able to print? Build a Voron V2 if you want a DIY a printer that'll print ABS for 1.5 thousand. What do you do for work? I build plastic injection molds in a tool shop. I'm a wrench monkey though. I don't design, I just put the tools together. Basic machining and assembly. Yeah, a V1 would be an easier, a V1 would definitely be an easier build than a V2. The gantry is the same. The only difference is the Z motion, basically. Please stream direct drive mod. Kenneth, I don't know what I'm going to do for direct drive. I don't know if it would be like I haven't looked into it really. if I'd be modding it or just buying something that just bolts to it, or seeing if somebody will send me one. We'll see. I mean, it's a Benchy. When are you going to try TPU? I don't have any TPU yet. I got to get TPU one day. The only reason I have a Bowden setup is a Delta. Pretty much. Daniel, my switch wire is Bowden. Hey, the parts are done. I will be putting dual M4 extruders on it, but that's because I have a Y splitter set up in it, and it is my one dual extruder Bowden printer, so I can play around with dual extruder and Bowden. That is what the switch wire is for. Look at speed drive. Let's take a look at speed drive. The original direct drive mount. That is massive. And that print looks horrible. And that is massive. I'm sorry, I can't get over massive tool heads on printers. Yeah, so it just mounts up top. Okay, I see how it mounts. All the support, all the support. Yeah, we'll see. I need to practice my CAD skills, so I might try and design something myself. We'll see. This is probably going to be stock for a bit. Like it's not like I'm going to be modding this the next week. This will probably be stock for a little bit. Micro Swiss. If anything, I'm just going to throw, because Triangle Labs sells a bimetallic heat break that drops right in and uses your existing hardware. So I might just put that in, because honestly, the most critical part of your hot end is the heat break. The heat sink and the heater block are literally just blocks of copper or aluminum. Like, there's really not that much to them. It's your heat break. So just dropping in a bimetallic heat break gets you all the advantages that you really need. Triangle Labs DDE BMG. I'm kind of looking at the BIQU H2 or whatever Bondtech is working on. We'll see. Oh my God, all the notifications. All the notifications, oh God. Okay, apparently that Twitter post you guys made got popular. Okay. What about the Voron M4 extruder on the Ender 3? It would be easy. You would just have to mount it to one of the extrusions and then run it down. Would you pick bimetallic heat break or titanium? Bimetallic. Titanium was kind of a good stopgap before bimetallics came out. Bimetallics, you get the advantages of the titanium and the advantages of having a larger melt zone. Because you got to remember, titanium is a poor heat transfer metal. That's why you use it, okay? So the problem is, though, half of the heat sink or heat break is in your heater block. So for the portion of the threaded portion that's in your heater block, you're getting poor thermal transfer. So that means your filament isn't getting good thermal transfer until it hits the nozzle, okay? Whereas with the bimetallic heat breaks, if you look at them, yes, you have that really thin stainless steel tube, but it's surrounded by a copper plug, basically, that screws into your heat block. So the stainless steel is a very poor thermal conductor, but it's so thin in the portion that screws into your heater block that you're still going to get good thermal transfer through that section. So you get a larger melt zone and better thermal transfer. So the BIQ H2 is not a Hemera clone. I don't believe. I think it's more the BMG clone. Let me pull it up here. Yeah, it's not a Hemera clone, I don't think. Let me pull it up. Yeah, because it's NEMA 14, I believe, too. It doesn't use metal gears that crack. That's an advantage. Yeah, that's it right there. Ooh, that looks fancy. Yeah, I think this is more like the Bondtech L, or what is it, DDX, I think. I dropped a screw. No, not that. They have a new extruder, Bondtech. LGX. I think it's more like the LGX. Yeah. Okay, just show it off. I don't know. It looks more like an LGX. Yeah. Can't even find it. But yeah, it looks more like an LGX. But I'm pretty sure it's NEMA 14 if I'm not mistaken. Like, it's a really small extruder. It's only 200 grams. So. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. As I said, this is going to be stock for a while. We'll see. Here's the thing. I'm not a fan of the Hemera as is. I'm not a fan of that style of extruder where your heatsink is bolted directly to the motor, because now the heatsink's having to deal with motor heat and heat that's coming off your hot end. It makes the setup very fat on either the X or Y axis, and all you're really gaining is a very slightly shorter filament feed path. Like your gap from the gear to the extruder is what you're saving 20 to 30 millimeters, and now you have to deal with extra heat, a fatter tool head. I'd rather go higher, because a lot of printers have room to go higher. Like, look at the tool head on the Vorons, right? Like, it's bigger because of the mounting, but you usually have more room in your Z than your X or Y. Plus, there's no easy way to fan shroud it. You just need to put this bulky fan shroud around it to get part cooling. So, I know the LGX has the same problem. I'm aware, believe me. I'm just not a fan of that whole concept. I'd rather have the hot end separate from the extruder and just have it feed in from above. We got 10 minutes left. The short feed path is a good thing for flexibles, yes, but as long as it's a constrained feed path, I don't think 20 to 30 millimeters of constrained feed path is going to make that big of a difference with a flexible material. Because where you see flexibles have issues is where there's gaps in the feed path. So after the teeth, before it goes into the next, tube to go into the hot end, that's where you have a gap. And guess what? You're still going to have that gap. It's just, okay, now you have 30 millimeters of Capricorn Borden tube or other tight tolerance Bowden tube now. Like, is it really that much of a difference? And then you're not dealing with heat cooling issues that the Hemeras have, or gears cracking because they used like metal on metal gears with no lubrication. And when you use like metal on like metal gears with no lubrication, they crack. So there's a reason the Bondtech BMG uses a nylon gear. Come on, E3D, pull your shit together. I mean, you could print TPU on pretty much any printer. You just gotta have it dialed in and right settings, and not have filament decide to like leak out through gaps. Like, I hate this extruder. I'm not a fan of that extruder setup. Longer feed path. I know it compresses, but I'm just saying, people were printing flexibles just fine with Bowden setups on, Vorons before we went to the afterburner. So we went from having 400 millimeters of Bowden down to 28 millimeters of Bowden, and we could still print flexibles just fine. We're going from 28 millimeters of Bowden to 5 millimeters of Bowden, or whatever it is. Make that big of a difference. I don't know. I need to get my hands on some flexibles to play with one day. So. I know. I just see a lot of the drawbacks and issues people are having with the Chimeras, and I'm like, BMG on top of a Dragon works pretty dang good, honestly. Oh, here we go. We got a controller board picture. I love how on the controller board picture they block off the version, so they don't have to like update this picture for the different versions of controller boards that you might get. Funny. It does have a BL Touch port. Huh. So you can't put a BL Touch on these. Preset port. I don't know what preset port means. Fans, fuse. It does have a fuse. That's nice. I mean, it's not bad. Manual wasn't bad. I'm kind of peeved I didn't get the free USB stick. But, oh well. I am going to have to end the stream in like 5 minutes, though. Yes, bulk. Okay, so it's a boat. You know what a Benchy looks like. I'll take pictures of it, put it on the Twitter afterwards. So I'm gonna have to go make some lunch now and get some food in me before I head to work. So we would have finished on time if we didn't have the 2 false starts, unfortunately. But it's a glass bed and first print. Nothing ever goes well on the first printed, except for the switch wire. If you watched the stream last week, that was literally slapping a random extruder on it and it printed just fine. So sometimes PI is magic. So I think I'm going to call it there, guys. Thank you all for enjoying the stream. If you're not subscribed, make sure you're subscribed. Ring the bell so you can follow along. I will be doing my normal stream tomorrow night. We'll be playing around with the switch wire. This guy will probably be on the floor somewhere over there because I'm running out of room again for printers. Hope you had fun. Hope you enjoyed the stream. This was a little bit different, a little bit odd compared to what we normally do. It was Friday morning, so I know I try to do the odd random stream earlier in the day for the European folks because you guys don't like staying up till 5 a.m. apparently because you guys aren't cool like that. I don't know. So, as always, follow me on Twitter at 3DPNero. I'll post a picture of the Benchy once it's done. If you want to support the channel in any way, there are options. You can become a member on YouTube. I do have Patreon. If you'd like to buy an Ender 3, link is below for an affiliate link through Banggood. Otherwise, it's an Ender 3. You know where you can get them pretty much anywhere. And yeah, so I hope you all have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. It's almost the weekend. For some of you, it pretty much is the weekend already. So take care. I'll see you tomorrow. Be safe out there. And as always, wash your hands.